Everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Top Four, where we talk about the top four things that are on our mind. And seeing that spooky season is coming up, spooky season, we're going to be
Mhm.
talking about ghosts or the dead that are among us in the Marvel or DC universe. And there are a lot of them. And I think it's pretty appropriate coming up towards Halloween. So, who would like to go first in this ghoulish, devilish, ghostly endeavor?
I'll take mine. And
Ooh.
I'll break out because he is neither DC, technically not really DC or Marvel. Johann Kraus. Kraus is in the house. Hellboy's esteemed companion. Johann Kraus was a psychic, and eventually, through experimentation, found himself really just as ectoplasm. So just the goo of the afterlife, held together by his psychic powers. He is often surviving in a suit in which he animates, as he is able to animate things without souls. So he can animate dead creatures or non-living objects and get them to move. So he's got a little suit for him that he lives in. He also can force other spirits into non-living things. So he can take demons and spirits he finds and force them into dead bodies so that they can be questioned by non-mediums. So you can speak to the spirits. He's also just an excellent investigator.
All right, those are all pretty good reasons for liking him. What is there one thing that makes him just outstanding for you, or you just like the way he's using the comic book?
I mean, he's good in the comic book, but I love his representation in the Golden Army, where he really just messes with Hellboy, but then in the end, uh, agrees with Hellboy and revolts against the authority and
Well,
helps him out.
okay. Excellent, Mikey. How about you today, man? Who's your pick?
I am going to go with somebody familiar. If you watched last week's podcast, I'm going to go with Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Oh,
Ah, are you doing
yes.
that just because you had the picture already set up?
All right, that's 50% of the reason why I chose him. The other 50% is because he, as far as ghosts go, is one of the most important ghosts in comic books due to the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s. His comic book, Harvey in Harvey Comics, was a gateway for young readers to learn how to read and to get into comic books, which we don't really have too much of today. Kids can't just afford to go out and buy a comic book. They need, a lot more resources than just, you know, finding a quarter on the street like when we were kids.
True.
So he was one of my first ghosts that I encountered in comic books.
Yeah, I think the kids are really looking to online comics more for content these days than the hardcovers like we did, just because they have access to them and they're free-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I sincerely hope that the MCU is doing some sort of job with that. I honestly don't know, but it's nice that so many. We were kids, these movies did not exist, right? We had like one Spider-Man movie every 6 years, and it was terrible, or Captain America, or God forbid, you happen to watch the Hulk and Thor. But with everything that kids are inundated with today, hopefully that helps.
I hope so. Good point there. Tommy, who's your fave?
I'm going to pick Gentleman Jim Craddock, the Gentleman Ghost. This character was originally introduced into the Flash, but I always think of him as a Hawkman villain because uh, even though he's an actual ghost, Hawkman has nth metal, which can actually disrupt the Gentleman Jim ghost because it has anti-magic properties. Gentleman Jim, of course, can teleport, become intangible. He's intangible. He can freeze people, and he likes committing crime. He's a crime guy. He likes stealing stuff.
Now, if you ask Batman, he's not a real ghost. He's a charlatan pretending to be a ghost, which makes him an even cooler villain because you're never really sure who's right.
Either way, he is a gentleman when doing it. He's a bit of a dandy, and he's always polite.
It's true.
And I also like the fact that Batman has a good sound reason for this. Why does a ghost need to steal anything?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Ghosts don't.
Maybe it's proof you can take it with you. Maybe the pharaohs were right, Tom.
Ooh, maybe the
Maybe.
Pharaohs are right. I think it's more correct that maybe Batman's right and the Gentleman Jim Ghost has been a bit of a, I don't want to say fluke, but just a charlatan all along.
Well, maybe you just get caught in a rut and you just can't break it for several hundred years.
That's another good point. Maybe he's a thief now because he was a thief then.
Yeah, he can't help himself.
He can't help himself. I get it.
Highwayman's got a highway.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you got to stand and deliver sometimes. Speaking of
Yeah.
deliver, we're going to be talking about my favorite guy next. A guy who's been around for a heck of a long time, Boston Brand, better known, of course, as Deadman. Now, here's one of a million different undead superheroes, or I shouldn't say undead. Here's one of a million superheroes that are cursed to wear the costume that they died in. Why do so many acrobats die in their costume? I know why. Because they're jumping around on high wires and flying around like idiots.
With no
Uh,
nets.
Bos- I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
with-
Mike.
Oh, with no nets. That's the problem.
Yeah,
No,
that-
Nets. I guess that was the problem, especially for Boston Blackie. But of course, his death was hurried along its way by some gangsters. That's correct, right?
Yeah, he was shot. I mean, he didn't really. I mean, I don't know if it was the bullet or the gravity that killed him, but neither were good for his health.
That's right.
He fell down an elevator onto some bullets. Are you the bowler's daughter?
Determined to solve the mystery of his own death, he started investigating the different deaths that occurred around that time, trying to solve his own murder, which he eventually does, right, Mike? But it's not for years.
He does eventually solve his murder, but it does not bring him peace.
So he's still wandering the earth on the side of the good and righteous. Now, his power set's pretty cool. He can jump into other people and animate them. He's also a decent um, investigator at this point because he's been doing it for so long. He's even possessed Superman, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, you can possess Superman. Not a lot of mystical beings have ever been able to do that. And it really rattled Batman to see it happen.
Yeah, speaking of that, Batman doesn't believe the Gentleman Ghost is a ghost because he doesn't believe in ghosts. Yet he talks to Boston Brand constantly
He's teamed up with Boston Brand. They've done
to battle
like-
the Gentleman Ghost.
oh, yeah.
They're like buddies.
Yeah, they've done, yeah, against the Gentleman Goes. So, like, oh, well, Deadman's, it's right in his name. He died. I get that. But this guy, screw this guy. If you want to read some of the better ones, I do recommend the Brave and the Bold team up with Batman and Boston Brand, especially one, and also the cartoon where the dead man does possess Superman because it is kind of fun to see Batman rattled.
That's
Now, what
Justice
does
League
it?
Unlimited.
What was that, Josh?
That's Justice League Unlimited. It's
You're right, Justice League Unlimited. And I think that's about all the time we're going to have to be able to spend doing this. But in the meantime, I'd like to tell you guys to please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It does us a world of good. And Mikey, where can they find us on podcasts?
Anywhere you get your podcast, go ahead and check us out. We're the Long Box Guys. If you can't find us wherever you get your podcasts, go ahead in the comments, make a comment to us, and we will make sure that we will hook up our RSS feed to whatever app you are using.
yeah.
Oh,
So give a like and subscribe. Here, there, anywhere, everywhere.
Thanks again, guys. Have a good night from the Long Box, guys.
Love you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh no, we're gonna stay because I can't find the stop button. Oh God.